Coming up on this week's Swarf and Chips, it's a celebration of UK manufacturing. We'll be talking about UK manufacturing, as well as brother machines, Lang automation, and a hell of a lot more. We're here at HEL Performance. Welcome to Swarf and Chips. So Simon, today it's a celebration of UK manufacturing. Tell us about your wonderful business.
Well, HEL Performance, we're in the UK. We've been in Devon all of our lives. We've been going for over 21 years now. All British manufacturing. Everything that we sell in stainless steel, in the metal side of things, we actually manufacture in-house. So that's stainless steel brake hose ends, all the banjo bolts, fittings, ferrules. We've also got all of our new line of things, such as calipers, master cylinders, thumb brakes, finger brakes, rear brakes, all manufactured right here in the UK.
So for people that aren't aware of those terms, what sector are you predominantly working in?
We're in the automotive business, direct to consumer, to end user, so we're not to an OEM supplier. We'll make performance upgrades for customers to put on their motorbikes and cars. So originally you get a rubber hose on a brake hose, on a car, which can swell under pressure after time. Ours are stainless steel so they don't swell. So it's a performance upgrade, better braking. With the calipers, stronger, harder, quicker, faster. The original ones are all cast, ours are all CNC machined from solid billets. So there are extra benefits, we can make them lighter, make them stronger, those sorts of things.
So over the years you've gone through phenomenal growth, and we'll talk about your technology in a minute. What do you put that down to? It's fair to say all the products you've just mentioned, you're not the only people doing this, so what's the key to your success?
I think brand is important, and I think people like the way in which we do business, so we look after our customers. Any problems that anyone has, if someone rings us up and says my brake hose is 10 millimetres too long, we make them another brake hose. Not an issue, it's not a problem. It has to be right for their vehicle. We're not here to say it's right or it's wrong or that's different. That's what we've always done. It's a very personal thing. So you want it right for your vehicle, we'll make the changes. So I think that's really helped us. The brand has been good. It's been a strong brand. We work with MotoGP, World Superbikes, British Superbikes, Isle of Man TT. So for something like the Isle of Man TT, we actually arrive on the island with our lorry, so we support racers over there with our parts. And anyone that can hang on the island as a bike goes down Bray Hill at 190 mile an hour, knowing that it's your brake hoses that have just been made and tested in a lorry, are all that's going to stop that bloke, shows a real commitment to the product and knowing that they're getting the right thing.
Yeah, and you wouldn't get me doing that speed in a car, let alone a motorbike. But if we move on to the technology here, I guess the brothers are behind us. Let's talk about the brothers. What do they offer the business, and maybe why did you purchase them? It's
the speed at which they work, to be honest. It's from part going on to part going off, so we wanted that, the amount that we needed. We've been very lucky with the orders that we've got, and it just keeps on growing and growing and growing. Over the last 20 years, we've had double-digit growth year on year, which is pretty much unheard of. But when you've got your own brand and you can actually manufacture that part yourself in a UK business, it gets extra kudos around the world, I think. If it's made in Britain, it's made by you, your hands have touched it. And that's given us our growth, really. So the brothers were really important because they were fast, they were quick, they were efficient, smaller footprint, and it works really well for us, to be honest.
And now you started looking at automation. There's 3 machines here, we'll go on to the others in a moment, but all 3 are running, and you can't help but notice the yellow robot.
Yeah, the Lang robot at the end for automation. On the M brother, we've got another S1000 on the way at the end of this month, so we're brother through and through, love what they do. The automation was something that we've got guys here for 8 hours a day loading machines, but that's not really what makes the money for the company. They're clever lads. They can design, draw, engineer, create new products. That's where the money is, and that's where their real love is. That part of it's important, but it's not as important as a robot doing it for them. And it can be set up in the morning, put on the trolleys. I think there's 70 odd parts on the trolleys, and it will run all night into the next day. They pull them out, reload them, off they go again. But they're able to talk, converse, train, learn new skills, think about new parts for the company, and it really helps us.
Sure, on the milling side, very, very impressive, but it would be remiss of me not to mention the turning, which is equally as impressive. Tell us about some of your star machines.
We're very lucky. We've got 14 star CNC machines here, all work 24/7, lights out. We've had them for years now. Had great support from Star over the years. They're a really great company to deal with. Support is great. Someone's always available on the phone. Engineers are really nice blokes. They'll come out and do whatever you need them to do. Parts is never a problem. So we've never had any downtime with them, which is very fortunate. And that's what we need. We just need that continuity. 14 machines, eating stainless steel all day long.
I know there's a lot of competition coming from emerging markets, isn't there? Low-cost economies. So is the temptation never been to outsource components?
Not at all. I think that even though stainless steel has gone up rather a lot in the last 18 months, it's still manageable. And those other economies are also seeing those increases due to nickel prices, etc. So we can still be very competitive in the UK. They're running, like I say, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we're getting the money's worth out of these machines, loading them up with bars and the way they run. And we often get emails from abroad saying, we could make your part for this, even with a photo of our part. They've never made it, but they've got a photo of our bit and saying we can do it for X. We can do it than less than X, and we can do that right here in the UK.
Yeah, and that's it. It's kind of a loaded question, really. I guess the variable is the labour, whereas if you walk around this facility, I think you've got 2 people running your, was it 14 star
14
machines?
stars, yeah.
And just take a look here. You know, it's not lunchtime here. The operatives aren't needed.
No, and that's the thing, that's the joy of it, and that's what this brings to you. And as technology advances, we're doing really well. So we've got the 3D printers now, so we can make a lot of the tool holdings in carbon impregnated plastic. That speeds things up. We can print that overnight and have a work holding the next morning ready to go in the machine. So there are things at our disposal now that weren't there a few years ago. And if you get on board with them, it really makes a massive impact on the business.
You mentioned you've been here, was it 20 plus years now? When we come back next year, 2 years, 5 years, what are we going to see? I know we've got big investment in property as well as plant, so maybe you can just touch on that.
Yeah, we're looking at different machines because we're making another 8,000. We've got an 8,000 square foot building one. This is another 8,000 square foot building. We're just building another 8,000 square foot out to the side of the newest building, as it were. We've been in there for a few years and outgrown it. We want to drastically increase the amount of milling machines we have here. That's where the productivity needs to be. The stars rattle away all day long and they're working well. It's the milling that we've got so much work coming through for. We really need the extra capacity.
So I'm just intrigued. Obviously, COVID for you has been a good thing. People are out, you know, maybe some more leisure time, so they're out more often. But is it the same products, or are you bringing new products to market?
We were quite fortunate because a couple of years before COVID hit, we were working on these new products, thinking about new items, bringing them, testing them, working them out, what was right, what was wrong, bringing out a really nice product. And then COVID hit, which gave people a bit more downtime to look into things, study things, research new parts that were on the market. And because it's made in the UK, I think that was an extra plus for a lot of people. They knew that they'd get it. They knew that the supply chain was in the UK. And we got a real upsurge in sales through the COVID period because we were a manufacturer. We were able to stay open, COVID safe.
So we're going to see more investment and more flying of the British flag.
Absolutely, that's what it's all about. Love the guy. The people here are brilliant. They're all obsessed with it, very passionate about what they do. That's what drives the business. So we just need more and more of these things behind us in another line down in the new building, and I'll be a very, very happy man.